Hey guys, welcome back. We are at a friend's house down in Hutchinson, and we have the unique and rare opportunity to check out some very rare and unique John Deere Ds. This friend of mine is a John Deere D connoisseur, if you will, and an early D connoisseur at that. He also has some very unique projects that he's working on that are even pre-John Deere D. So he actually purchased the 28 rear case from me that we sold, and we're just down here dropping it off, and then I'm picking up a couple parts that I need for the 27 build from him. But he was nice enough to allow us to bring the camera, and he's going to give us kind of the behind the scenes sneak peek full tour of his collection of Ds and other rare items. So let's go ahead and head on inside and check out what he's got. Okay guys, we're in the section of the shop that has kind of under construction projects going on right now. But this one here is an early 24 Spoker D. It's the 63rd Spoker D built in 24. Very early, very rare tractor. Then we have the 34th Style D built in 39. That one's in a bit of a place of repair. And then this one here is a 43 Style D, but the unique thing about this one is there was under 200 built in 1943. So that's a pretty rare and unique piece. But then back in the corner, we also have an extremely rare Waterloo Boy Model T stationary power unit. This is a 1919, and it came out of a flour mill in Montana. Very, very cool piece. Got the original all brass Marvel Schebler DX carburetor. Got a Splitdorf magneto on it. Open weight governor. Very, very unique piece. And one of the coolest parts about this thing is the stand that it's on is the original stand. Never been outside. Spent his whole life inside a flour mill. Okay, well, we're out here in Hans's secret barn. And we've got a lot of Ds to kind of sift through here, but he's going to walk through and give us the story on all of them, kind of the cliff notes, and explain the significance of what they are. So why don't we start with this one right here?
Sure. This is a 1924 26-inch flywheel. Original paint now. When I got it, it had many layers of paint on it, and I'd stripped them all off, and this is what the result is here.
Pretty much so, as it was.
Pretty much, yeah. It has a reproduction flywheel on it, okay. And a couple little things aren't quite correct, but it's getting pretty close. So.
Well, it's tough to find the parts for these old
early
ones, but you kind of have a knack for it seems. So.
Well, I got some friends, but yeah, to find the 24 parts is really difficult. Okay. Yeah. Next.
Stationary engines and a 3-bottom plow and another D with extensions on it.
Yeah, this is the nickel hole here.
Nickel hole D.
Yep, 1926 nickel hole.
You can tell that just by the flywheel, the size of the holes in the flywheel here, the relief holes.
Yep, got the nickname after about the same size as a nickel.
Okay.
That's how they kind of.
Yeah.
This one's got a corn screen on it. Kept the corn stalks from poking the fins in the radiator when they were plowing and whatever else.
Sure.
And next we got a 27. Picked this one up in Nebraska. Probably one of the nicest original ones I have.
Yeah, it's got real nice screen printing on it.
Yeah,
Silk
yeah.
screen.
Yeah, I don't think this tractor was ever used much. Got a spark arrestor with the cap for it. Farmer corn screen on that one.
Farmer engineering.
Yeah, but it looks so neat on there. I got to leave it on there. So next we got a 28 on Cape Runners.
Cape Runner wheels.
This tractor was on a sawmill most of its life, so everything is very, very tight. You drive it around, and it's just as quiet and as, you know, almost like the day it came out of the factory. Just beautiful tractor to drive around. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
You don't find them like that much.
Not too often. Next here we got a 1929. Nothing real special about this one. Kind of, a friend of mine needed a fuel tank, so we stole the fuel tank out of it. Well, it wasn't the right one, so that's all right. That's why we stole it. But optional spark arrestor on here. That's kind of hard to find. Another corn screen.
Cool.
Extensions. Then we got a 1930 Exhibit B. John Deere made 50 of these, experimental. 10 of them they experimented, had crawler tracks on them,
Okay.
half tracks.
Yep, yep. One of them just sold at auction, I think, right?
Yeah. I had heard it went to Texas,
Okay.
but apparently that guy backed out, and now it's going to stay in Illinois. So it's got real heavy, large diameter front hubs.
Compare them to these ones.
Yeah,
A lot different.
they're quite a bit heavier. Transmission covers cast iron.
And these were, did they have the 3-speed in them on these ones?
No, these were still the 2-speed. Yep.
2-speed?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. The Exhibit A's. Yep.
Okay.
A couple experimental parts on the steering.
We got a couple more in the back. Well, we got a lot more. But
1931, just kind of a nice original. Front wheel weights.
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a set of front wheel weights for these.
Yeah, they're not very common. Not very common at all. And in the corner there, we got a 32, which they only made 130 some or 150 some in 1932. And that one went out to California, and then the California branch out there converted it to an orchard. So that one needs a little bit of work yet, but kind of a unique piece, being it's a 32.
Yeah.
This one here is a 32 also. Got reversible wheels, or row crop wheels. I got them set in for narrow. You can turn them around and they stick way out. This one here is a 33. Still in depression. I think there was 500 and some in 33. So a little bit of work to do on that one yet.
So the Depression and the War era tractors were low production.
Yeah, depression, yes. Yep, and the war. Yep. That's a 38, round spokes. Nothing too special there, and it's a pretty nice original. Nice running tractor. Here we got a 1927 corn borer, US number 453. It's a little bit of the stenciling on the hood yet. John Deere had purchased I forget the exact number, 900 and, no, that was exports. Better not say, but John Deere purchased a bunch of John Deeres, a few McCormick Deerings, and a few Fordsons to try to control the corn borers in 1927, which it didn't work, but they tried.
Right.
So, and corn borers are real common to have the grousers instead of lugs, and
Sure.
PTO's taken off. I gotta get that put back on. So, 1937, nice original. This one's got skeleton rear wheels. Very, very uncommon. Hard to find them.
Yeah, I've
Wasn't-
never seen the reversibles or the skeleton.
Yeah,
motors.
they weren't real practical. That's why they never got used much.
And another row up here.
This one here is a 1930 export. Went to Bahia Blanca, Argentina. Sat down there 4 years. Yeah, there was 940 of them shipped down there. Apparently, they couldn't pay John Deere, so John Deere shipped all 940 of them back. So that's why there's exports around. They all got shipped back. Yeah.
Got to pay your bills, folks.
Yeah, I don't sneak through here. This one here is a 1934, end of the Depression. Round spokes. Fairly nice original. Next one's the only styled one in here. The rest of the styles are in the other shed. That's a 1950 original hand crank, original steel. That's the way it came from the factory.
Wow.
Kind of very, very odd to have a late tractor like that.
On steel.
On steel and hand crank. Yeah. Yep. Next one over there, kind of rough, but it's a DI, or a D industrial.
See if I can get a little closer to it here. Suck it in. Whoa.
Yeah, I need a bigger shed.
You and me both.
Still has the KW generator bracket on it yet for lighting.
Yeah.
I got to get the dynamo put on there, and I got the correct headlights for it. Throttle lever was unique to the DI. They stuck way over.
Okay. Yeah.
The clutch lever also, somebody went and cut the extra handle off, but throttle lever is still correct in the seat. And here we have the very last Exhibit A built.
Okay.
The very last one.
Extensions, wheel weights.
Yeah, and it's, as far as I know, it's the only one with the correct PTO. And this had the 3-speed transmission in 1928. Kind of one of my favorite pieces. This one here doesn't have the correct manifold and carburetor compared to the rest. We get around here. Oh, back up here, Ken. Here's another Exhibit A. This is one of the mid-productions, but you can tell original carburetor, original manifold, yep.
It's got that slash cut on it, too.
Yeah. Very, very unique.
That's somewhat similar to a carburetor like you'd see on a GP, I
Yeah, it's a BJ on the GP. This is a BJB. It's just a little bit bigger and it's backwards.
Okay.
And steering is altogether different. A lot of parts resemble the GP on this. Yep.
Front weights on that one too.
Yep. This one here, that's a 1936. Pretty nice original. And underneath here, we actually have a railroad jack that they used in the early days to push the D's to the end of the railroad cars.
Oh, sure.
So they would back them in or drive them in, and then they'd take that jack and then they'd jack them up and they'd wheel them to each end of the boxcar, so they could get the boxcars filled up. So that's kind of a unique piece.
And then we have this big girl here.
My Rice D, 1930 Rice D. Yeah.
Big grousers on there.
Yeah, the big extensions. It's got spark arrestor on it. I kind of nicknamed it my coffee can D. This coffee can's been on the air cleaner a long time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been on there a long time. So
original paint still underneath.
Underneath it, yeah, yeah. And this has the Spreader Works front wheels. They were experimenting, I guess, a little bit, making their own wheels in the Spreader Works factory.
Okay.
They're kind of unique.
Yeah.
So,
Well, this
yeah.
is a heck of a collection for sure. We've got a pair of, would that be desert sand wheels?
This wheel, it's a very, very odd wheel. I guess there's a guy in Colorado that has a pair of wheels like that. Yeah.
Must be for loose.
Well, or somebody has said that for really mucky conditions, they were supposed to clean. I guess.
I could see that. Yeah.
I only have one. I guess lucky to have one. I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a 24 wheel there. It's only got the holes for the lugs. That hole's drilled in there, but
okay.
That's how you can tell that the 24s only had enough holes in them for the lugs. Hard wheel to find. So, Yeah.
It's a heck of a collection.
And that's about it for this shed.
For this shed. Well, guys, we're back here in the shop. Hope you guys enjoyed that quick tour of some of Hans's collection. We just went through one building. He has a couple more buildings full, and, well, he can't let all the secrets out, right? But I think he showed us probably the best version of, or the best part of his collection, which was all of the early styled or unstyled Ds. There was one styled one in the collection, and kind of went through and gave us a brief detailed description on what each one of them was, their significance, and a huge thank you to Hans for taking time out of his day to show us all of those tractors and kind of walk through the lineup with us and kind of just let us know what they were. So very cool to see that. I've always been a early D enthusiast, but I never really was extremely educated on them. I knew a little bit, but not to the level that Hans knows. So big thank you to Hans, and I hope you guys enjoyed, because that was a pretty cool thing, even, you know, especially for me, because being there and seeing all those tractors in their original work clothes as they were found, you know, 100-year-old tractors that, you know, they look great, and I'm sure they run just as good. So anyhow, thank you, Hans, for taking us through your collection, and hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.